guys? My name is Jared and I'm a singer on a cruise ship. We're doing another video today talking about um, auditioning specifically for cruise ships, but this can really apply to a lot of different types of performing, right? A lot of these tools that we're going to talk about are things that you would need across the board, right? So, as a performer, auditioning for a coveted spot on a cruise ship can be both thrilling and intimidating, right? There's about 20,000 people or so that audition for singular lines. That's not even all of the cruise lines, that's just for specific lines every year. So there's a lot of people going for these jobs, right? So you really want to make sure that you're on your A game when you're coming to these auditions. I'm not trying to scare you at all, but it's important that you have your tools together and that you are prepared to be successful, right? With the promise of traveling around the world, performing for diverse audiences, and enjoying a unique lifestyle, there's obviously going to be a lot of entertainers that are aspiring to this type of role. Before we go any further, my name is Jared Kate. I have 18 years of experience in the entertainment field, um, both acting, as well as singing and maybe even some movement, right? But I have done 4 cruise contracts and hopefully we'll do more, but want to help you get a little bit more insight into what it can take to become a cruise ship performer and a better performer in general. And today we're going to be talking about auditioning specifically for cruise ship contracts, right? Again, a lot of this stuff is completely universal and something you can take with you if you're auditioning on land or for anything specific, but these are definitely going to help you if you're planning on auditioning for a cruise line, right? So first thing you want to do is you want to do your research, right? Before any type of preparation, you want to research the cruise lines, specifically maybe the ones that you're interested in. First, their entertainment styles, the types of performances that they feature, understanding the specific requirements for the roles that you're interested in, whether it's singing, dancing, acting, or obviously a combination of the three. If you are, like, let's say, a musical theater performer, then you're going to need all three of those. You're going to need to be able to move, sing, and act, right? As a cruise ship performer, it is important that you are both physically and vocally conditioned, right? Even if you're a dancer, you're at least going to need to be able to lip sync to the songs at very least. You'll most likely, depending on the type of job you get, you're going to be expected to sing on some level. So it's also important that you take a look at that and make sure that you are working on that aspect of your craft. You're going to be required to perform multiple shows a week, often in a fast paced and physically demanding environment, and you need to ensure you're physically fit and vocally prepared for the demands of the role. It is incredibly important that you are able to perform each time as well as you did the last time. Now, I'm not talking about being sick necessarily because that would obviously change things, but being physically prepared enough to be able to run across the stage in an 8 count, right? To be able to pick someone up if you needed to be able to hold out a note while walking. These are all important things and things that you need to make sure that you can do. And so making sure that you are physically prepared is incredibly important. You want to, honestly, it would be best for you to develop a regular exercise routine to improve your stamina and flexibility. This is not a video talking about what that would be, but that might be something for you to take a look at and practice vocal warm-ups and exercises to maintain your vocal health. This is something that I do every day. I, I warm up, I use my voice in new ways, even though it can be difficult when you're on a contract to just kind of get into the same cycle, the same kind of, okay, I'm singing this song this week, and today I'm singing this set of songs. But it's important that you are warming up and singing new music, still working on your voice, still making different strides, trying out different feels and sounds for your voice. It's all important to keep you growing as an entertainer. Now, obviously, you need to work on your craft in general, focus on refining your performance skills, whether it's singing, dancing, acting, or playing an instrument, if you're a musician, and consider taking classes or workshops. Obviously, let's say that you're just getting into this and you're interested, but maybe you haven't done a ton. You just know that this is what you want to do. You need to find someone that can help you put those pieces together into the puzzle that is going to be you solving your way into this industry, right? You need audition material. So prepare a strong audition package. Now, this is going to be a headshot, right? And this could look a lot of different ways. My headshot currently is just me kind of looking a little bit more stern but confident. But I also have headshots where I'm smiling, headshots where I'm a little bit more reserved, or maybe even more like pulled away, as if like, is he hiding something? And these are important to have depending on the job that you're going for, depending on what you're trying to communicate to the casting directors. Now, do I have like an all-in-one kind of general headshot? Yes, there's one there. I'm like, okay, if I just have to send one and I don't know anything about this job other than I'm interested in it, I send out my normal headshot, right? But it's important and smart to have a few different looks that you can go to depending on what you want to communicate. A demo reel showcasing your performance abilities. You really want this to be no more than 5 minutes at the very most, and that's really too much. But you need a way to show what you can do through a few different styles. So I have a few styles where I'm standing and singing and it's a big rock number. I have a few styles where I'm doing a lot of physically demanding things and also singing, so showing that I have that physical conditioning and vocal well-being to be able to perform whatever they need me to perform. And then I obviously have the more soft stuff, to show that I can emote on a deeper level. And there's a bunch of different flavors of you that you could pull together to make what would be a great reel for you. Now, there's a question about, should I go for videos of me singing live in front of audiences, or should I do like self tapes and put that in my reel? It's okay to have a little bit of both. I would say, personally, for me, if I was watching a video, I would want to see more, how does this person look when they're on stage and live? But if you don't have a ton of that footage, or if you feel like the footage that you have isn't quite up to what you'd want it to be, it's okay to add in some self-tape footage so that they have a great idea of what you sound like. And then obviously, if you make it the next uh, level in that process, they're gonna ask for more stuff and they'll get to see you perform what they specifically want in a self-tape, right? So you're going to want to choose a selection of songs or monologues that demonstrate your range and versatility, right? You're obviously going to have to put this packet together. Now, this is all kind of assuming that you are doing this online, and you might not be. You might be going into the room, handing them a piece of paper with your headshot on it or cardstock, and a piece of paper with your resume on the other side, and then walking up to a piano player, giving them your sheet music of what you're choosing to sing, and saying like, "Hi, I'd like you to sing or play from here to here, and I'm going to sing this part right here, and this is the beat that I'd like it to be at." And then having that little conversation, you come out, you say, "Hi, my name is Jared Kate. I'll be singing, mm, you know, Out There from Notre Dame, from the Hunchback of Notre Dame." And then they go, "Awesome, thank you." And then you start, you sing, and then you go, "Thank you so much." You give them a second to see if they want anything from you, and then you go grab your book and you head back out the door and wait to see if you're going to be getting a callback or not, right? So that's all a little bit different, but it's a lot of the same stuff. You're going to need the music, you're going to need the headshot, you're going to need the resume. All of this is important, but obviously it's the difference between an email and talking to someone face to face, right? So it's important to familiarize yourself with the audition process, like we were just talking about a little bit, and prepare to showcase your personality, your charisma, and your performance skills. So, good ways to practice this, and it might seem ridiculous and a little bit cringe, I guess. I'm 36. What am I talking about? But practice your audition material in front of your friends, your family, a mirror. Film yourself, right? Film yourself and then watch that video back, and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, why am I watching myself? This is the worst. But it's going to help you. It's gonna be better for you to see those issues because you're gonna notice things that nobody else around you is gonna notice, but a casting director might notice, right? But it's also important for you to have people that you trust and people that just love you and are going to tell you that you're doing a great job. Have a few of those people as well. Watch the video, but people that are going to be able to go, hey, this is good, but I would change this, I would add in this, I would maybe cut this here, or I would extend that there. People that are going to be able to help you make those decisions. And then practice your audition material in front of friends, family, or a mirror, and then develop a positive and confident mindset to help you shine during the audition. Listen, you're going to hear no a lot, right? And that is a part of the job. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten was not to think of getting the job as the job. My job is to get as many auditions as possible, right? A salesman doesn't necessarily think about how many times they close the deal, but it's how many times you get in the room with the person to make the pitch, right? And as a self employed performer, you're going into the room and you're saying, hey, you've got this show and I think that I would be the best person to be in this show for you. I'm going to sing for you now. I'm going to tell you why that I'm going to be the best person. And then you have to make a decision about whether or not you want me for this show, right? So you're making a sales pitch every time you're walking in that room, every time you're sending that email, you're asking them to take a risk on you. And sometimes they're not going to, right? And that's part of it. You have to walk out and you have to go, okay, what's next? What am I going to do? How am I going to move forward and let this be? And if they come back later and they go, hey, we actually do think you're going to be great, that's fantastic. And if they don't, that's okay because that's not your job. Your job is to get as many auditions as possible, to walk in that room, to look them in the eye and go, hey, I think that I would be best for you in this role, right? So that is part of the confidence of making sure that you are ready to be in that room and to hear no maybe, but confident enough in your abilities that you can walk in there and go, no, I'm the person that you need. Some additional tips: it's important to be flexible and open-minded. I'm looking at my notes here about the types of roles and cruise lines you're willing to consider, right? um, Maybe you think that you're perfect for this role, but actually a casting director might see you better in this role instead, right? Maybe you think, no, I'm a singer dancer, like that's what I want to be, but this person thinks, actually, I think you'd be better in this acting role. You're actually perfect for this part we need to fill right now. And it's okay to go, okay, that maybe isn't exactly what I wanted, but this could be a great opportunity. And if everything kind of lines up the way you want it to, it could be fantastic. So be flexible and open minded about the possibilities that other cruise lines might have for you and other auditions in general. Like I said, this is about cruise ships, but it's also not about cruise ships, right? Network with other performers and industry professionals to learn more about the industry and gain valuable insights. I love this one. It's so important to meet with new people, to talk with new people when you're auditioning. Hi, my name is Jared. It's nice to meet you. Like, is this your first time auditioning here? Wow, this is crazy. Help me. What are you gonna sing? I'm gonna steal that. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But it's important to make friends, right? In the industry. One of the best things that you could use your college degree, if you decided to go to college, one of the best things that you can grab from that is a community of people that are all doing the thing that you're doing, right? In your major, let's say you decided to be a musical theater major. All of the people that are in your major, guess what they're doing? Musical theater. Guess what they're going to, hopefully that's their plan, is to go out and do musical theater. So you're creating a community. Now you don't need to go to college for that. You can go to auditions and say, hey, what's up? It's nice to meet you, Barry. It's nice to meet you, Jennifer. Are you here for the audition? Do you come out here a lot? Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. It's I've seen you a few times. Like maybe we should get together sometime and work on some stuff. Do you want to film me while I do this? Can I film you while you do that? Right? And you network and you create these bonds that can help you down the line, not just with those things, but also let's say one of those people becomes a casting director one day and now they're like, "Oh my gosh, Jared, you would be great for this role." Right? I just recently got a phone call from a really close friend from back in Branson that he is now running his own show. We used to do a couple of shows together when I was working in Branson, Missouri, and now he runs his own show. And he goes, Jared, I think I love what you're doing on cruise ships, but if you ever want, I have a place for you in my new show. I think that you would be great for that. And that is part of what makes doing this so important, is creating those relationships, being flexible enough to make friends, not enemies. I always think that you should try and help people more than you should try and like help yourself, and that ultimately is going to help you move forward in life in a much stronger way than if you just try to push people out of your way to get the thing that you want. It's also important to stay organized. You want to keep track of your audition deadlines, requirements, and follow up communications. This one is a big one. If you send an email and they email you back, you need to respond. One of my worst moments was a an email with Norwegian Cruise Line. And they sent me an email, a callback for a show, and it went to my spam folder, and I just didn't check. And a month went by, and I was like, you know what? I should check my spam folder. And there it was. There was the callback for Choir of Man, and I go, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this? I emailed them as soon as I could. I'm so sorry. Like, I haven't been at my spam folder. It went to the wrong place. And they responded. They were very, very nice. They let me do the audition, but I did not book the role, obviously. It had been a month since they'd emailed me. They probably made all of the decisions. They let me email back an audition to be polite, most likely. And good on them, because that's fantastic that they would even let me do that to kind of keep that relationship going. But that was just an example of me not being organized enough to get what I needed done, right? So make sure that you're keeping track of your audition deadlines, like I said, knowing when you need to have what ready, any requirements. And that this one's big for me as well. I'm actually bad at all of these things now that I think about it. Requirements are a big deal. Read the fine print. I'm talking to myself right now. Read the whole paragraph. What do they want? What do they not want? How should it be organized? What should the title of the email read? In what order do they want each thing delivered to them? Do they want you to have like do they want you to make to slate at the beginning of your video? Hi, my name is Jared Kate. I'll be singing these songs. I would love to be considered. I'll be available as of this date, right? Stuff like that. It's important that you know these things, because if they get your material and it isn't like they asked, they might just skip over you because they know that you weren't paying attention. And what a horrible way to lose out on a job, not because you weren't good enough, not because you weren't exactly what they needed, but because you just weren't prepared, right? Because you didn't read the fine print. So please make sure you look at the requirements. And then again, follow up communications, very important. Now, if you follow these steps and you dedicate time to preparation, you're going to be so far ahead of so many other people in getting these cruise ship auditions and possibly contracts, right? And again, this doesn't just apply to cruise ships. This is for any type of audition. This is for your local community theater. This is for Broadway. This all applies across the board. But guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions or if there's anything that you'd like for me to talk about next, I would love for you to comment down below and just let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the audio for this video. I would love for you to, because that's what I'm trying, a new microphone today. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to see more from me. But this has been fantastic. Again, my name is Jared Kate, and I'll see you in the next one.